Good morning, all. Coach Randy Byrd here, going over day 4 of the takeaways from the Freedom Summit in Mexico. A lot of you have been commenting on some of the stuff, enjoying it. I really appreciate that. For me, again, it's just the identification of those top 10 things that were the takeaways for multiple days of notes and stuff. But number 4 on the list today is take your financial future much more seriously. All right. And when he first said that, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. We all want to be better in our finances, but some of the facts, 32%, almost a third of all Americans run out of money before payday. Think about that. A third of all Americans run out of money before payday. 31% people make over $100,000 a year, still run out of money before payday. So they're just living so thin that it's always just a stressor, right? Financial stress affects 42% of all working Americans. I think it's higher than that, frankly. But this financial stress affects both mental and physical health. Really take your financial future much more seriously. What's that look like, right? Focus on what you can do and leave the other stuff alone. Leave the stuff that you cannot control alone. And for me, and one of the messages that we're taught is think passive income, right? Think of things that can create passive income for you, because it's a fact. $500 a month of additional income would stop, I think it's almost 50% of all bankruptcies. $500 a month of additional income. That's really, really scary when you think about it. It's kind of pathetic, frankly. But, what is it that the rich do? They're always focused on passive income, things that create income when you're not working. Could be investment portfolios. It could be stocks and options. It could be a company that pays residual income, be in network marketing or real estate companies, whatever it is. But do something for your financial future life that creates some passive income, some residual income. It could be a small amount, starts at $20 or $50, $100. But remember, $300 to $500 a month changes people's lives for the average American. And, in the real estate world, there's 1.4 million American or 1.4 million realtors. That's my space. Out of those, the average transaction count amongst all agents are 2.5 transactions a year. Well, that's really, in a poverty level in most areas. And half the agents only do less than that, 2.5 deals a year. So you're thinking about, the 80-20 principle. Maybe this is a 90-10 or a 95-5. 5% all the agents are doing all the business, and you have all these other people that are struggling trying to make a living. So focus on the areas that you can create wealth building or wealth generational growth. And your thoughts and mindset have a very significant impact on this. What you think about expands, right? You've heard me say that. That's something I'm very passionate about. And so when we're looking at this, Gary Vee said something beautiful. You could live on 6 hours of sleep, 6 or 7 hours of sleep a day. You can live on that easily. If you defend that and you say, no, I need more, I'm one of those people that need 8 hours of sleep, I just call bullshit. You don't know if you need that or not, because we're living in that life that we're living in, right? Where you are not is just as important as where you are. That's a Matthew McConaughey thing. I love that. Where you are not is just, or maybe more important than where you are, right? But if you're defending the fact that I need 8 or 9 hours sleep and you can find a study that supports that, great, then live that version of your story, right? But if you want to live the 1% life, the 1% of the population that lives in financial security, and it's not that much money. You'd be shocked at the amount of money that puts you in the top 1% category in the United States, and worldwide it's even lower. It's an amazingly low number. But if you want to live in that 1% life, if you want to be that and you really are dedicated and committed to that, well, you have to live in that space. You have to walk the walk and not just talk the talk. So you have 17 or 18 hours a day that are in your free life that you're awake, right? And I know what you're saying. What am I doing with those 17 hours? Maybe you work a 9 to 5. Maybe you travel for another hour for a total of 9 or even 10 hours a day. You spend another 2 hours a day with the family. Awesome. Power, right? Respect. But what do you do with the other 5 or 6 hours a day? Are you watching Shameless and House of Cards? Or are you defending the idea that you need to relax because you work so much? Hey, you need to chill. You need to relax. That's great. That's your choice. but don't complain that there's not enough hours in the day if you're doing those activities, because those activities are not the activities of a one percenter. I'm fortunate enough to get to hang around with a lot of one percenters, and they don't have TVs. They don't do those things. Now, I enjoy my shows. I enjoy a couple of shows. Oak Island, man, I can't wait till that comes on. Billions, that's another one of my favorite shows. But I make a pact to myself not to watch them until after 9 p.m. because that's my period of time. That is my downtime between my work day and my going to sleep, so I can get up at 4:30 or 4:45 in the morning. I'm a B4, 5 a.m. guy. But that's me. I'm talking about you, right? So if you carve out that life and look at that and say, hey, I'm committed to being a one percenter in the next 3 to 5 years, these small changes can make an impact. And this is what I got out of this. Take care of your financial future. And then you can take care of your family in that and make generational wealth for your kids and grandkids. That's actually a number of my number 10 that is coming up in the next couple days. But for today, what are you doing in those 5 or 6 hours a day that are helping you move towards that financial goal? And if you're willing to take this seriously and create a financial future intentionally, this is what this looks like. It's a choice, right? It's your choice. You can complain you want more, you can complain all this stuff, but the bottom line is if you want to live that life, I think you could do it. I know you can do it with balance in family, work in your day job, create a side hustle that creates additional income, creates passive or residual income even better, right? Whether it's aligning with a network marketing or a real estate company or a revenue share, profit share, whatever it is, maybe it's investments, maybe it's going in with somebody to buy a house or two and you're making that little bit of residual return in income monthly. That is going to grow your intentional wealth over the next 3 to 5 years and being purposeful, not living above your head financially in this area. So again, if you defend that and you say that you need a different life and you need to relax and you can only do so much, respect, not shaming on you. I'm just saying that if you want to make a difference and if you want to become one of those 1 or 2 percenters in the world, you can't live like the other 98%. You must live and believe and focus your mindset around that 1 or 2%. Okay, it's not complicated. It's just math. The hours in the day are fixed. There's so many minutes in the day. There's so many hours in the day. It's a fixed number. You have to treat that math as important as it is. Okay, focus on where you are not as much as you are where you are, right? So focus on that. Win the day, you win the month, you win the year. And if you win the year, you're on your way to a financial change in your life. So this was a powerful message for me personally. It allowed me to take some reflection and look at this in the areas that I'm maybe I could be, more purposeful about my income, more cognizant of the spending, and then also what that spending looks like, right? I had one month I spent $1,000 in restaurants. That's okay, but don't complain about not having any money if you're in that category, right? So I hope this impacts you a little bit. I hope you could take one piece out of this, but remember, we all have the same number of hours a day. Typically it's about 17 or 18 free hours. I challenge you to leave this message, write down the hours that you're awake every day, whatever that number is. Write down the numbers that you have to be involved, whether it's a 9 to 5 or whatever it is, and then take that balance of those hours and look at what you're doing and is it impacting your financial future? Take your financial future seriously. Thank you. It's Randy Byrd. Have a great day. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.